This is Teardrops on My Guitar by Taylor Swift. I find this is a really good song for beginners to learn. There's only 4 chords to it, and the strum is really easy. What we're going to do is learn the chords down here in the 1st fret position, even though she uses a capo and moves it up to the 3rd fret. The reason for this is if you learn them in this position, you can apply them to a lot of other songs besides this song, and it's as easy as just moving them up here to play them along once you put the capo on the guitar. So here we go. The first chord we're going to need to know is called G5. Sounds like this. And the way we produce this chord is by using our 3rd and pinky on the 2nd string and 1st strings, both on the 3rd fret. Should sound like that. 1st finger comes over here to 2nd fret on 5th string, and 2nd finger comes to the 3rd fret on the 6th string. And we strum all the strings. It should sound something like this. Next up is C2. C2 is very closely related to G5. All we have to do is take our 1st and 2nd fingers and move them over, each one string. So our move looks like this. Next up is D, and we're going to make D by using our 1st finger on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on the 1st string, and we're going to squeeze our 3rd finger in between them here on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. It should sound like this. And lastly, we have E minor. The way we're going to do this one is we're going to use 1st finger and 2nd finger together as if they're one finger, and bring them to the 2nd fret on the 5th string and 4th strings, 1st finger being on the 5th string and 2nd finger being on the 4th string. Now if you want to find some chord diagrams to help you remember these, Rock Guitar Power has a great open chord tutorial you can check out. I know I breezed through them kind of quick, so if you need a little more work on them, you can either watch this part of the video again or check out the open chord video from Rock Guitar Power. Okay, here we go. Let's learn the verse to the song. Okay, this is the verse to Teardrops on My Guitar by Taylor Swift. What we're going to do is go through it chord by chord, and then we're going to add the strum a little bit later. We're going to start on the G5 chord. That's the first chord that we learned when we went over the chords. Next we're going to move to E minor, to C2, and to D. And we're going to do that twice. Next after that it's going to go E minor, C2, G, and then D. So there's a whole verse pattern. I'll go over that again for you if you want to get a pencil and some paper and write it down to help you remember it. We're going to go G, E minor, C2, D. Then we're going to repeat that, G, E minor, C2, D. Then we're going to have E minor, C2, G, then D. There we go. There's our verse pattern, and let's move on to the chorus. Here's the chorus to Teardrops on My Guitar. It's going to start on G5, go to D, E minor, then C2. And that's repeated again. G5, D, E minor, C2. one more time. G, 5, D, E minor, and C2. So that pattern is maintained throughout the chorus. It's pretty easy. Here's a strum pattern you can use for the song. You want to keep your eye on my right hand for this one. I know it's finger picked, but to keep it easy for all you beginners out there, we're just going to flat pick it and learn a little strum to go along with it. It goes something like this. And what I'm doing here is I'm going down, miss on the upstroke, then down, up, miss on a downstroke, then up, down, up. Again, that's down, then a down, up, a miss on the downstroke, and then up, down, up. Now, when you do this strum, it's real important that you keep your right hand moving steadily, almost like a pendulum on a clock, and choose to hit the strings when you need to hit them, and choose not to when you don't. That'll give you a much smoother rhythm than something like this if you were to try it with all down picks. Pretty awkward sounding, huh? So keep it smooth. Again, that's down, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. So there's our strum. Now, when you coordinate it with your left hand, you want to make sure that all the chord changes happen on the down strum, on the downbeat. So that's how we're going to coordinate it between our right and left hands. Watch as I do it slowly. Downstroke, switch. Downstroke switches here. Downstroke, switch. So in other words, on the beginning of each strum pattern, we're going to switch chords. Switch, switch, switch. And there you have it, a nice easy strum pattern that you can use for this song. Okay, if you want to make things sound a little bit more like the recording with the individually picked notes, here's the section where we're going to go over that. Maybe you found that the strum we did earlier wasn't challenging enough, or maybe you just want to stretch out a bit if you're a beginner and test your limits and your capabilities. Either way, this is going to be the part of the lesson that you might enjoy a lot. What we're going to do here is, like I said earlier, pick each note individually. See how that sounds a lot more like the recording? And exactly what I'm doing here is I'm starting on the bass note of the chord and then picking through the strings. And in this case, the bass note of the G chord is going to be on the 6th string. We're going to jump over to the 4th string, follow through the 1st and back down. Same picking pattern with E minor. Start on the 6th string, jump up here, back down. C2, we're going to start on the 5th string since that's where our bass note is. And D, we're going to start on the 4th string. And then we're back to G. So there's a nice little idea you can use to fill out the song and make it sound a little bit more like the recording. Now let's go ahead and play it along from start to finish.